Hi, it's Miss Allen here. This week we start our light week where we're looking at the history of Long Eaton and English martyrs. And part of that on our home learning plan is a literacy idea, which is maybe writing a report, maybe writing a narrative, using ideas from the fact file about Long Eaton. So part of that is to make a mind map. So I thought I'd just do a video showing you how to make a mind map effectively. So I'm just going to turn the camera around now and we're going to look at our home learning plan. So I'm looking at this part. So this is our new home learning document. There's some ideas there, and then on the Monday it says, for a literacy idea, we read all the facts about English martyrs and Long Eaton, make a mind map of all the key facts, make it colourful and vibrant to help key facts stick in your mind. Then we could have a go at a pre-write report or a narrative. So what I'm going to be doing now is reading those facts from the fact file and having a look for other facts that I can find. So I've got that up here. So we've got the document with all the facts on that we've got, and then we've got some links here as well. So if you click on the links, it will then come up. So here we've got the timeline. So we've got 1086, Long Eaton, then known as Atone, and Sorley known as Saleh, mentioned in the Domesday Book. And it's got all the way, so if you scroll along, it then has, you can see this little bar going along the bottom. We're near at the end. And then there we are, 2008. That's an event of an earthquake. So in the early hours of Wednesday, the 27th of February, Long Eaton and Sorley felt the effects of a 5.3 earthquake. The epicentre was in Lincolnshire. So what I'm going to do now is create a mind map with all the most useful facts that I can find from here. So as it says, mind map of the key facts. So maybe not every single fact that you find you put on your mind map, just the ones that you find interesting or you think, oh, that gives me a good idea that I could write a story about, or that would be really interesting to put in my report. So it's only the facts that you think of key facts. So I'm going to just show you how to start your mind map. Okay, so I've done my mind map. So it might look like a load of random words, but as I've written it, as I've noted down these facts that I found, I've actually got a really clear idea in my head of which ones link together and so on. So I'll show you what I did is I put the title in the middle, I made an arrow, and on the arrow I wrote the date of the fact, then I wrote the fact. So in 1935 was the opening of the open air swimming baths. I've also, as I've written it, when I found more facts about a certain thing, so in here, 1905, 17 acres of land were purchased known as King's Ground in honour of King Edward the, what number is this now? 5, 6, 7. King Edward the 7th. And this is the first part of West Park. I found another fact, in 1928, 37 acres were added. And then in 1949, West Park increases to its present day size of 127 acres. Yeah, so I've used the little arrows. So there's another one there, and then there's another one here. I've also thought about what I could link together. So maybe when you're writing your report, you could do a subheading. So thinking about subheadings, you maybe would do an introduction, and that would include the name of Long Eaton and when it was first mentioned, Atone, and then how it got given its name, Long, the prefix of Long, Atone. So I was really interested in this part, right at the start of our timeline, about the name change from Atone to Eaton. I'd be quite interested to know why it changed from Atone to Eaton, Long Eaton. Also, I'm interested in other places with other names, other places that have changed name. So I'm on the second link, so I've clicked this one. Lots of pages to explore on this website, and we've got a long list of things that we could look at. So we could read about Sorley, Long Eaton today, the lace industry, education. We could look at that. Might open that link to look maybe about English martyrs. But I'm looking for something about names. I wonder if there's anything there. So I'm just looking, and then we've got Christmas in Long Eaton. Oh, there, discover some old place names. So I might click that. And then we've got this list come up. Loads of different places around Long Eaton and what they used to be called. So there was a public baths. So, you know, you could do further research into something that you find interesting from a fact that then could help with your report if you decide to do a report, or something might spark your interest to do a narrative on. So you might decide to do a narrative and include some of these names in your story. So that would be your introduction, talking about maybe you could find out what atone means, have a look through some more research into that. There's also a lot of natural disasters that happen, so extreme weather. So you've got in 2001, the Long Eaton experiences an earth tremor. 2002, a second tremor hits. And then 2008, Long Eaton felt the effects of a 5.3 earthquake. So you've got the floods as well. So you could do a subheading about extreme weather. Now I'm still on this website that we've got on, and there is a section on extreme weather, and it lists all of the extreme weather they had. So 1110, so that's really far back. Nottingham and surrounding districts experienced a frightening earthquake, the first to be recorded in England. So that's amazing. The River Trent dried up for several hours. And you've got hailstorms, thunderstorms, hurricanes, and it's quite long. But if you went through and found some interesting information about that, and obviously the latest one there is the 2008 earthquake, that would be a really good subheading to use, and you could find some more information about that. I also found the official Long Eaton Hospital Carnival began in 1931. Children's bands were added to the carnival in 1933, and then the community carnival was revived in 2004. So that might be a good thing to talk about in terms of entertainment, into like what people would do in Long Eaton. You've also got the opening of the open air swimming baths. So you could also think about entertainment. And I know on this website as well, there's a whole page on entertainment. So you've got talking about what they used to do. They would just swim in the local rivers, and then there was a public swimming pool open. I know also on the timeline there's a lot of information about cinemas as well, so you could talk about that. So if you wanted to do a narrative, you could think about an adventure story. You could write the story from the perspective of someone working in the lace factory. You could also just make up a fantasy story about, maybe some creatures that live on the railways. You could talk about maybe in 1839, what things might have gone past on the railway. Maybe a circus went past, and then you could talk about the circus. So just use any facts you find to think of some amazing ideas. So I hope you've enjoyed making your mind maps. And hopefully that's given you some ideas on how you can do it yourself. Just thinking about how those different facts can spark your imagination, maybe for a narrative or for a report. So I look forward to what you come up with at the end of the week. See you soon.